Brother lads, welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in all parts of the world. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to brand new video. This is the morning after Arsenal beating Everton 4-0 at the Emirates Stadium. Gabriel Martinelli on target with a brace. Saka on target as well, and Martin Odegaard on the score sheet. We're going to be diving into the 6 things we learned from that game. Mikel Arteta had a masterclass, a pure masterclass. We're going to be diving into each and every lesson that I thought we picked up from that game, and I want your thoughts and opinions. What was the most important lesson Arsenal displayed in that game? And also now, is the title ours to lose, right? We have 60 points after 25 games, the same number of games as Manchester City, the same number of games as so many other sides in the Premier League right now. Is the title Arsenal's to lose? From this point on, without Gabriel Jesus, and with Gabriel Jesus coming back into the side, is the title ours to lose now? Let me know in the comment box below. Hit the like button. Let's get this one to 400 likes, and join me on the over on the Night More podcast for more of the interesting stories and match reviews and match previews as well. So let's get into it. Number 1, we are 5 points clear. Without Gabriel Jesus, the title is ours to lose. That is the first point I put down. I put down on my sheet yesterday as I was trying to get some of the lessons that we got from this game. Listen. This is impressive from Arsenal. Our best player in the first part of the season was Gabriel Jesus. He was the signing that got right away. I think he was the signing in the Premier League, apart from Erling Haaland, that started right away. The impact he had on this team, and the impact he still has on this team, the winning mentality, the ability to win difficult games, the ability to break down teams when Gabriel Jesus is in the side, was purely incredible. And I think what we lacked last season was that kind of striker, was that kind of leader up front, that kind of player that can just propel this Arsenal side into motion, propel the team into winning games, propel the team into creating a difference. And somehow we bought him last summer. Gabriel Jesus is a magnificent player for us now, and there is no question that he's one of our best players. Even when he's not actually been into the starting 11, you can see the kind of foundation he laid for the team. He was absolutely brilliant. But just imagine, we played throughout December, January, February, and now we are going to play through March without Gabriel Jesus. We are 5 points clear, and this is the same situation where we are when we went to the World Cup. This is the same position where we are. We were 5 points clear of Manchester City, and with all that has happened in February, Arsenal dropping points, Arsenal losing stupid games, VAR doing us dirty, Arsenal again are 5 points clear of Manchester City. So for me, guys, the title is ours to lose. And why I'm saying the title is ours to lose right now is we're having Thomas Partey back. You saw him in the second half of that game. He was purely brilliant. Then you're having Gabriel Jesus coming back, and Emile Smith-Rowe is back. So the squad depth that we've been talking about all season has seemingly just grown overnight. Smith-Rowe, Fabio Vieira, Gabriel Jesus, Thomas Partey, Jorginho, all those players, are now back. Apart from Jorginho, sorry. All those players are now back for the team, and we have options. To be honest, we have options. You have Gabriel Jesus and Eddie Nketiah, who are out of the starting lineup because Trossard, Martinelli, and Saka have been brilliant in the last 3 games. You have Emile Smith-Rowe, who is also brilliant as well, but he's being kept out of the starting lineup because Martinelli is being brilliant as well. So the title is Arsenal's to lose. All we have to do now is focus on each and every game. 13 games to go. They're difficult games. They're going to be very, very difficult. I think our last 6 fixtures, actually, our last 10 fixtures are the hardest in the Premier League, right? Our last 10 fixtures are going to be the hardest in the Premier League because you have Man City in there, Chelsea in there, Wolves, Nottingham Forest in there, Brighton in there as well, Liverpool at Anfield, Newcastle. You have 7 difficult fixtures in our last 10. But you know what? I won't care. If Arsenal win 3 of the remaining 3 in March, it looks like the title is going to be heading into London and the red part of London. Now, lesson number 2, that was the best game we've seen at the Emirates Stadium in a very, very long while. I think the best game that we last saw at the Emirates was Manchester United losing to Arsenal 3-2. That was a good game, right? That was the good game. The last 20 minutes of that game remind me of the last 20 minutes against Man United at the Emirates Stadium. United literally tried to soak up the pressure. It was too much. Then they tried to get out and they couldn't, right? And I think that's one of the mistakes teams always do with Arsenal. They come to soak up the pressure, and when they feel the pressure is too much, then they try to come out. They try to bring the game to us. It's too late, bro. It is absolutely too late. So yesterday, I looked at Sean Dyche and the statistics and everything he came out with last night, and I was like, you've been done dirty. You have been done that, Sean Dyche. This is not a ground where Everton win. This is not a ground where Everton pick up 3 points. So if you're going to pick up 3 points, this is not a stadium. And of course, I really feel a little bit, sorry for Sean Dyche. Ever since he took over, Arsenal first game, Liverpool second game, Arsenal again another Arsenal game within his first 5 games. It has been a little bit unfair for Sean Dyche, to be honest. But that was good. That was a good performance from Arsenal. Dominant, the floodgates opening, and it was a 10 out of 10 performance, in my opinion. Almost every player yesterday did their role, and they did it absolutely well. That's what I always asked for players. Do your role and do it well. It doesn't matter whether we win or we do not win. Just get the right positions, just get the right basics, just get into the right positions and do your job. I think we did that yesterday, and Everton were done dirty, purely dirty. Number 3, Arteta destroyed Sean Dyche, and it was an Arteta masterclass. We've got to give the manager where his credit where it's due, and then we will criticize him when it is not actually going very well. But yesterday, what I liked about Mikel Arteta was courage, was being brave, and was being serious. Those are 3 different things. You could have the courage, but then you're not serious. And then you could be brave, but then you do not have the seriousness to get you over the line. But yesterday, Mikel Arteta was absolutely very courageous. He knew what they were going to do. He knew they were going to come to stop us. And he knew for us to beat them, we're going to have to commit numbers forward, and real numbers. Not just 3 or 4 players, real numbers. I looked at Martinelli, Saka, and Zinchenko on one side. Martinelli was playing as the left winger, but much of his work actually came while combining with Bukayo Saka, right? And Alexander Zinchenko, because literally what we had to do was to overload one part of the field, right? We had to overload either the left-hand side or the right-hand side at one point in time. And I think we did it actually very well. When Sean Dyche thought of, because look, their plan had actually worked very well until the 40th minute and the 45th minute when Arsenal scored twice. That is where their plan fell apart. And in the second half, Mikel was the better manager. He told these players, go and bury that game. Don't even think about Everton coming back in this game. He brought Thomas Partey for solidarity. He brought Thomas Partey to just make sure that it is concrete enough. And then we went for it. The last 40 minutes of that game were purely about Arsenal, okay? And I thought the tactics were right. I thought everything in that game was purely spot on. If he can put in such a shift against Liverpool at the Emirates, put in such a shift against maybe Man City at the Etihad, because for me, those are the 2 games that win us the title. There are no other games. The rest of the fixtures are fixtures where you have to win, right? But City, no one expects us to go there and pick up points. Anfield, no one expects us to go there and pick up points. And now Liverpool are coming back to their usual best, right? So when we play Liverpool, that will be 5 games from now, or 4 games from now, because Liverpool are the 5th game we play in the Premier League after this game. So they'll be much better. But can we go there and pull off a masterclass? Yesterday, Mikel Arteta was far better of Sean Dyche. Far better of Sean Dyche, tactically and also in terms of team selection as well. Number 4 is number 4. Gabriel Martinelli is back right in time. Now, 3 goals in his last 2 games, 4 goals in his last 3. Gabriel Martinelli is a player Arsenal need to be on form. There is no question about that. Our system doesn't dictate that one player gets in the goals. Our system literally goes up. Every player must be scoring the goals. You look at Odegaard, he was our top scorer at some point in time. Saka, our top scorer right now. And Gabriel Martinelli is not far away from Bukayo Saka right now. Martinelli now has 11 goals this season in 25 appearances, I think. So the beauty around Gabriel Martinelli getting in the goals and being on form is when you stop Saka, or you stop Gabriel Jesus, or you stop Odegaard from scoring, we have another player who is lethal, who is very clinical, and who is willing to take the risk for the team. Look at the goal he scored against Leicester City. He opens up his body, but then he takes a nasty tackle from Wilfred Ndidi. But he wouldn't mind because the ball is in the back of the net. So Martinelli is back, Gabriel Jesus is coming back, and Saka has always been evergreen this season. Consistent, scoring, match in, match out, assisting every single game. So we missed Martinelli. Everybody has to agree with me on this. We missed Gabriel Martinelli. And that's why some of the goals have actually not been coming in. We've been looking at that left-hand side. It is dry. Right, we're not playing through that. Martinelli's there. He's trying to hold his wind. He's trying to call for the ball, and no one is trying to respond. Right about this time, he's back in the goals, and this is going to be very crucial if Arsenal are going to win games. If Arsenal are going to, score more goals. Okay, because this is a player that beats players 1v1. This is a player that is good at combining. This is a player that runs a lot, presses a lot as well. And his communication with Saka and Gabriel Jesus and now with Leandro Trossard is absolutely phenomenal. If you're going to try to create those unpredictable patterns for Arsenal, Martinelli has to be at his best. And he's back at his best at the right point in time. You know why this is the right time for Martinelli to be back? Gabi J is coming back. Saka needs support. And Trossard is giving us what Gabriel Jesus is giving us. But that is not even the point. The point is we are going into the most important part of the season. This is the business end of the Premier League. This is the business end. This is it. The moment you lose points right now, the moment you lose a game, the moment you draw a game, it's game over. That's why Manchester City, I'm going to predict this, right? I'm going to predict this. In the last 13 games Man City have, they will not lose or they will not draw more than 2 games. Out of the last 13, Man City will win 11 games. And I'm serious about that. They will win 11 games. So it's about Arsenal to make sure that we match Manchester City's energy, win our 11 games, and then the last 2 games, which would be either Man City drawing or losing, that is where the chemistry is gonna be. That is where the mathematics is gonna come in. But to be honest, right here, right now, Gabriel Martinelli is back, and we actually absolutely needed that. Now, Saka is world class. Is my point number 5, and this is undisputed. That goal he scored reminds me of Kylian Mbappe's goal at the World Cup. The difference is Mbappe hits that first time. Saka takes a touch, drives himself inside the box, sets himself very well, narrows the angle, and what a strike. What a strike. This boy is the best right winger right now in the world. Like, there's so many excuses. Messi's playing right wing, Neymar, what? Right now in world football, if people have said Marcus Rashford is the best left winger right now, Saka is the best right winger in the world right now. I've not seen another player. Because if people are putting Rashford over Kavica Kvaratskhelia, then it's a no-brainer. Saka is the best in the world at right wing right now. That goal is purely world class. That is purely world class, right? And to score that goal at such a time, 40th minute, when Arsenal desperately needed it, to score that goal and to score that in such a style. And remember, that is not the goal that he scored in that. That's not the only goal he scored in that style this season. He has scored a similar goal against Leeds United. Tight angle, go for the roof. That is what top strikers do. That is what top forwards do. And I've already said on this channel that if Saka can get himself to be clinical, if he can get himself to be that kind of guy that gets that opportunity and buries it, he's going to be different. Remember when he was missing a lot of chances and we had to have a conversation about it? Well, I don't think we need to have a conversation about it anymore. He's become clinical. He's become that good. That, this boy is purely world class. For me, if he can do that for 2-3 more seasons, we're going to be trying to battle off Madrid, Bayern, Man City, and all these other bigger clubs for his signature. We're going to be trying to, to shed them off. Saka, purely world class. And lastly, Leandro Trossard and Jorginho have improved Arsenal. Now, I agree, Jorginho has improved Arsenal. But then remember, guys, when he made the mistake, I said that was the worst debut ever for a player. But remember, I said this signing should not be undermined. This signing is a very, very vital signing. And Jorginho, class. Purely class, right? He doesn't get the physical, the physicality. Doesn't have that. But how about dominating play? How about distribution? How about mobility? How about all these other attributes of a defensive central midfielder? I love him. I purely love him. But Leandro Trossard is one of those players that are catching the eye of everyone in the Premier League. Mikhailo Modric doing the 007 right now. Leandro Trossard, is doing the expendable. He's doing the expendable. And I won't be surprised if Arsenal from now on, play Leandro Trossard in every single game. Because he deserves to start every single game. He really, really does deserve to start every single game. So Trossard, Jorginho have improved Arsenal. That is what we wanted in January. We wanted a signing that can come in, improve the side, and make us much better. Okay, and I think they have. I think these two have actually made us much better. If we can do some good business in the summer, add to that, why not? Let's go for the UEFA Champions League next campaign. Hit the like button, subscribe to the podcast as well. If you enjoy the content, give me a thumbs up. If you don't enjoy the content, of course, you can find another, channel that is not Arsenal. You can find a Tottenham Hotspur channel. If you want to be grieving, Tottenham Hotspur are actually really, really grieving. So you can head over there, or to Chelsea as well. But if you want the good vibes, if you want the good thing, it is Arsenal. Right now, it is Arsenal and Napoli, of course. Hit that button. See you soon.